Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. Today's video is a two-in-one video. Sadly, part one, I'm doing a finale for the deck of panning project pan. I just feel like these are the products that I have neglected out of all of my projects, and I feel like I'm doing a few too many project pans. I just haven't been wearing makeup as often, and I just need to narrow it down. So unfortunately, I'm going to be finishing this project. There is one item in this project though that I'm very close to finishing, and I plan on putting in the part two of this video, which is going to be another project pan. So stay tuned towards the end of the video. I'm going to be just introducing a quick little project 5 pan that I want to do through the rest of the year. It's going to be rolling style. I can pick whatever makeup products I want for that. And I'm really looking forward to it. Emily created the deck of panning. She is absolutely amazing. And Graveyard Project Pan is coming back very shortly, which Emily also started that project, and I do plan on doing that. So within a couple of days, that intro should be going live. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe for more, and let's get into it. Okay, so the second half of this video, I will introduce my little rolling Project 5 pan. But let me first start with the items that were left in deck of panning. And first up is this blush. This is ColourPop in Flamingo. It is a beautiful pink blush. I have used it a decent amount, not as much in the last month. I feel like maybe there is a little bit of a dent happening. Not a ton, but this is a really pretty blush. I want to focus on other blushes. And yeah, these two items, sadly, I put these in at the last update for Deck of Panning, and I haven't used them once, which really says a lot. Yeah, so this is the Sydney Grace highlighter in Heart of Gold. It's a cream highlighter. It looks really pretty. I've clearly never used it, and so that's, really unfortunate. Hopefully I'll use this eventually because it looks really gorgeous. But yeah, it's been in this project for over a month and I haven't touched it. So another sign that I need to move on. And then the other one is the Sydney Grace Brow Pomade, and also never used this. So, kind of silly, but haven't used it. So again, it's a sign. I need to move on from this project, sadly. But yeah, I'm excited to do a smaller project like the 5 pan that I'm going to be introducing, and then also the Graveyard Project pan, which that will be smaller also. Okay, here's the item that I've made really good progress on, and this is going to roll into part 2, which is the 5 pan. And this is the NYX Fat Lip Oil in the shade Scrollin'. I have used this a lot, and there is a lot of progress on this. As you can see, there is a lot of gaps here and here. I think if I truly let this settle down, I would be only about a third left, is my guess. I should leave it sitting up. Unfortunately, something that has made me sad is that the cap on this product, I'm not sure if you can see that, it's totally cracked all the way up, and I didn't drop it or anything. I think it's just from squeezing it on there. NYX is not the cheapest drugstore brand. I mean, these lip oils are, I don't know, $10, $11, something like that. So I don't know, faulty packaging kind of starts to bother me. I don't know, it's not a huge deal, but I just expected a bit more because sure, NYX is a drugstore brand, but it's not cheap, and I have cheaper lip glosses that the cap has not broken. So that's a little frustrating, but it's fine. Okay, this primer, I just haven't wanted to use it. It is the Smashbox Mattifying Primer. And I think the problem with the deck of panning for me is that I'm wearing less makeup, but the prompts are these random prompts that you don't get a lot of control over. And for this, I got a mattifying product. I don't know, it's just, I have normal skin. I don't really need a mattifying primer. I did mix this in with other primers and that worked, but especially since I'm going for more simplistic makeup, I just want like one primer, put it on, move on with my day. So this one was fine for me mixed in with other things, but it's not a go-to. Okay, this item, I've actually used this a decent amount, although you can't really see the progress. This is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Perfector. That is very difficult to say, in shade Light. This is an interesting product because it's basically like a bronzer and highlighter in one. And actually, I have loved this for mixing in with bronzer. It's a really, really pretty product. And yeah, I'm not wearing it today. I'm just wearing my usual powder bronzer that is in my powder project pan, which I plan on sticking with the powder project pan and the Partners in Cream project pans. But yeah, I have loved this product actually, and which is pretty awesome because this is something I bought a couple years ago and pretty much like never wore it. So this project pan is not a fail in that, I have gotten some decent use on some things, and I pulled this item out, which I'd hardly used before. So overall, I don't think it's a fail. And then the last item, I've used this a couple times. I like it. It is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand. This is the highlighter wand in Champagne Campaign, and it's a really pretty liquid highlighter. It is, but I'm working on a different highlighter in the Partners in Cream project pan, and I'm trying to focus on that one. And so this one kind of got neglected because of that. But, it's a really good product. All right, so now, like I said, I'm introducing, it's just going to be a rolling Project 5 pan through the rest of the year. I have picked 5 items here that I want to work on, and it's just going to be whatever I want. It can be powder, it can be cream products, doesn't matter, but I do want to focus on makeup. So the first thing is this NYX lip oil. As I mentioned, I have really good progress on it. I really do like it. The faulty packaging is a little annoying, but that's okay. It's a really nice lip oil. And so I really do want to use this up because I've made so much progress. I can't argue with that. A lip gloss I have been wearing a lot lately, which has surprised me because I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in like a disappointing products video. The Rare Beauty lip oil, or no, it's a Rare Beauty lip gloss. It's a lip gloss. I'm wearing this today and I've been reaching for this gloss a lot. What is this shade called? It is called Nearly Petal. And I think the reason I've been reaching for it is that it doesn't have a ton of color to it. It's mostly a sheer gloss. It's like a bit of a peachy pink, but I just feel like I can wear it over a lot of different lipsticks and lip liner combinations. And it does give a nice shine. I don't know, it's funny because at that time I was like, oh, it's just kind of like a whatever gloss, not super exciting. But now I'm into a bit more minimal makeup and I'm like, oh, a gloss with not a lot of pigment. Oh, I love it. So it's interesting how our preferences change over time. But I've been using it a lot, so I figure, hey, might as well try to pan it. This next item, my goal is going to be to get a dent in this. The other items I do want to finish completely. I picked this single eyeshadow from MAC in Expensive Pink. I bought this at the CCO a while back, earlier this year, and it's a really pretty shade. I've been into very simplistic eyeshadow if I'm wearing eyeshadow at all, so I thought this would be a good one. If I could get a dip happening in that, that would be really, really awesome. It's a really pretty shade. It's like a coppery pink. Very lovely. So yeah, but the last 2 items I do want to finish completely, and I did pick the Smashbox Original Photo Finish Primer. Like I said, that mattifying primer, it's not a go-to for me. I have very normal skin and I like pore-filling primers. And I'm actually very close to finishing a primer for the Partners in Cream project pan. So I figured I might as well have one ready to go that I want to use. And I love this one. I mean, this is such a good primer. It's just what I like. It's smoothing, line filling. It's amazing. And I do want to use this up because I do have another one that I got in PR from Smashbox. So, I want to use it up. Okay, and last up is a foundation. I will mark this. It's a little hard to tell, but I'm about here on this foundation. This is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation in the shade, what shade do I have? 400. I have been reaching for this quite a bit because one of the other foundations that I'm panning in the Partners in Cream project pan is too dark for me. And this foundation on its own is just a little bit too light. So this has kind of been my go-to mixing foundation if I have a foundation that's a bit too dark. Or I can also mix this in with a shade that is my usual shade, and then it works because it's not super light for me, but on its own, I can tell that it is too light. But it's nice to have a foundation that is a bit too light for mixing. I mean, honestly, I'd rather have my foundation be too light than too dark. But anyway, it's hard to have a perfect match, perfectly year round. I'm not someone who gets like super tan or anything like that. But a couple months ago, I did go to the Dominican Republic, was on the beach every day, and despite my SPF 50, I did get somewhat tan then. So, my shade matches, like it varies just a little bit through the year. Not a lot, not a lot. I don't do like spray tanning or anything like that. But occasionally I get a little bit more tan. So it's nice to have a bit of variety of foundation shades. I don't think I could very easily get by with just like one foundation. But anyway, I like this one on its own and I would love to buy it in a darker shade. I just couldn't quite figure out my perfect shade in this because at some point I had a different shade that was a little bit darker, but it ended up being just way too pink toned for me. And I have very warm undertones. So I feel like a lot of the L'Oreal foundations tend to have pink undertones. This one has yellow undertones, but it's a little too light. So anyway, it's a good foundation. I just don't know that they have my exact shade, which is perfectly fine. I don't mind mixing foundation shades. I do that pretty often anyway. So yeah, those are going to be the 5 items: the foundation, the eyeshadow, this primer, and then the 2 lip glosses. It's just going to be a rolling Project 5 pan. I'm sad not to be doing the deck of panning anymore, but I just feel like I wasn't reaching for the items, and because of the roulette style of the project, it was just leading me to have items in the project that I didn't really want to be panning. And because I'm not wearing as much makeup as before, and definitely I'm not wearing makeup most days of the week. I don't know. Now I'm wearing makeup maybe like 3-4 days a week, where I used to wear makeup like 6 or 7 days a week. So anyway, it's just not fitting my lifestyle at the moment. But that is it for this finale and intro. Let us know how you're doing on your project pans. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.